Thursday night. Is there, the rec committee's pretty much shut down for the season? Okay. I guess it's time to go through the preliminary budget.
Yeah. Right, I stopped going when they stopped having meetings because there was nothing happening.
Right. You got that one? What's the next one? What is it?
Yeah, Jeff and I worked on the preliminary budget. The board is just seeing it for the first time right now. Basically, the summary, the amount, I don't have any figures for the fire district yet. It's too early for that, so I haven't got those in there. But basically, for the town and the Treadwell Water and Treadwell Light District, the amount to be raised by taxes is $1,165,075, which is a 2.3% increase over last year. The tax cap is 2.3% for us this year, so we're about $1,000 under the cap right now with the preliminary budget, which anything and everything can be changed when the board goes over it and looks at it throughout this month and at the next meeting. Did you want me to go over highlights of changes, or?
That'd probably be the right thing to do.
Okay, we can go through in the general A. There's not too many changes. I believe the first one is the tax collector pay increased $250. The town clerk pay increased $750. Everything else on that page stayed the same. Highway superintendent increased $500. The state retirement remained the same. Social Security and Medicare that the town pays increased $500, and the medical insurance increased under $1,000. The yeah.
That's what I heard.
The revenues all stayed the same for that. That's just the general A. The general B, on the expenditure side, because the code officer retired, we took out all the retirement, so that lowered that $2,780. And the revenues in the general B stayed the same. The highway DA, we increased the machinery contractual by $6,000. State retirement increased by $290. And then the medical insurance increased by $4,075. And the revenues stayed the same. The DB, we increased the general repair contractual by $6,000, and the medical insurance, the retirement increased by the same, $290, and the medical insurance increased by the same. And the revenues stayed the same.
The reason for the $6,000 in both accounts was the price of fuel went up roughly $6,000 in each half of where that $6,000 came from.
The Treadwell Light District stayed the same, and the Water District stayed the same. And like I said, we don't have any numbers on the fire district at this time.
Any questions?
On the general A, did I hear correctly that medical insurance was up by $100,000?
By 100,000?
No.
No.
Well,
Medical insurance was up $825.
Less than
Right, less than 1,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if and when this gets approved as a preliminary budget, I'll get it to the town clerk and it'll be in her office to get copies or see copies or whatever
Right.
anybody wants to do.
Okay, do we have any questions on it from the board?
Did we ever receive any, last year we requested some financial from the library? Did they ever provide those?
They haven't? No. We haven't changed the library's budget. It would be, they said they would keep in touch with us.
We haven't got any?
We haven't got it, no. What we've done is last year, we took 500 from the county museum and put it back on the library's budget. But it would be, there must be some years here for the library that they ought to get some figures to us. Would that be
They said
passing on, maybe?
they were asked last year and they said they would.
Yeah, well, time flies when you're having fun, and if you don't get reminded, it's tough. As long as, yes,
It's not about the library.
okay.
What process does planning for the costs of a new building or extension fall into place?
Well, we've got a building fund that we established 3-4 years ago, and there is 50+ thousand in that right now, which
60,
close to 60. Yeah, and that's before this year's. I think we've got like 21,000 earmarked to
Right.
go
You've been
into it.
readying for this for a little bit.
So it'll,
Yeah.
you know, we'll have money to, we don't want the engineer to hear this. Money, you know, money to, you know.
I'm a town for regular taxpayers, so that helps.
Right, okay, but I mean, you know, that, we've got that fund we established, you know, when we initially had this thought of possibly to a building. And, so we've been putting some in, we've had to steal from, I think, with overhead door or something, Paul, we took out of it, you know.
Yes.
But, you know, it was all, it's buildings. So that's what, you know, we've got that much, you know, in an account now, and if the budget passes, it'll be pushing 80.
It will be
So, and
80.
then, pardon?
It will be.
It will be 80. And so, and then as I've said before, you know, once Verizon gets on and starts making the larger payment to us on the cell tower, you know, that'll be, you know, $1,400-$1,500 a month that the town can put towards the building too, on a monthly basis. So I do expect to have to go to a bond of some sort with the bank, but that also the funding, I think, will be there to, you know, take care of it, so it won't be added tax dollars. So that's where, you know, the funding is there, it's growing, and that's where we'll have some money to get plans going. Okay, any other questions? It's kind of hard to ask questions when you haven't seen it. Yes.
I'll do a little article in the paper about summarizing the budget.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like last year, I'll put a little pie diagram in there of the different accounts. The fire department, is that part of the budget, or is that a levy that just is collected through?
That's- So we have no control on it, right, Paul?
Just a levy that
Okay, so,
we collect the money through the tax collector and then we disperse it to the fire district. We have no say. It's not under our part of the tax cap. They do their own budget. Their budget is under different rules and regulations. They've always had theirs is they can only go a certain percentage of the assessed value of the town for expenditures. That's how maybe they do follow the 2% now. I think they try to stay within the 2%, but I don't know that it's required for them, but they're completely separate. But we do collect the taxes for everything, and then when the money comes in, I write a check and it goes right to the fire district, and they handle all their own finances.
Okay, so I do a pie diagram of A, B, D, A, D, B. I should leave their money out of.
Right.
Okay, good enough, thanks.
Yeah, because we don't really know how it's broken down. So,
They've been, years ago, I mean, we still don't have, anything to do with it. They give us the numbers and that's what they are. And they've been really good about keeping their budget, in line or under control. I know a few years they were, 10% increases and stuff back when I first got on board. And the question was thrown out, why? But, it's just, we haven't, the town has no control of that. That's the fire commissioners, I believe,
yes.
that handle that. So, but we get a bargain for what we get. Or it was a bargain for what we get. Okay, is there anything else? Yes?
Can I just say a few words about the library?
Hmm?
Okay, I just want to bring the board, I'm Carol Jensen, I'm the president of the Board of Trustees for the Franklin Free Library, and I just want to bring you up to date on a few things that are happening in the library. First of all, a good thing, we're creating a partnership with the Treadwell Library, so that the Treadwell Library can become part of the four-county system and be able to use all the services and benefits that the four-county gives us. They will be able to do it by partnering with us. So that's in the works.
Where is the Treadwell Library? Is that
Bright
in the-
Hill Press?
Bright Hill Press, okay.
Right. Well, I don't know what the whole long name is, but
Right,
anyway.
okay. I know I didn't, I knew where the Kellogg Fund was, but I wasn't sure. I had never, I guess, heard about the Treadwell Library.
Well,
Okay.
it's library too,
Okay.
but I'm saying now it will be official when
Okay,
it
yep,
becomes
yep.
a partner with
Good,
us.
good.
The other thing is, I'm sure you've all seen our construction project that's underway. We have tunneled in to the basement to make it handicapped accessible, so there's a new door that goes in the basement. We have installed an elevator that takes you then to the first floor. We've also put in a handicap bathroom in the basement. We've also had to put in emergency exit ramp at the back, just in case, God forbid, there's a fire or the power goes out or some sort of emergency, see that we can't use the elevator, that we can still get handicapped people out of there. Now the money for this, just so you know, okay, we got a New York State grant for approximately $115,000. We got a $25,000 O'Connor grant. We're pursuing a few other small grants also, any place we can.
Right.
The whole total of the project, though, leaves us still on the hook for approximately $22,000. We have saved our money in the past years also, but we're always looking for new money. So I have two requests. One, that you leave our $2,000 in your budget. And the other one is, if you have any money left, we would accept a one-time donation. Any amount, from $5 to $5,000. We're not proud, we beg for every cent we get.
Well, the 2,000 is in the budget. The 2,000 is in
Okay,
the
I just
budget.
want to make sure.
Yeah, but that was one of
The
the
tentative
concerns.
budget.
And like I
tentative
said,
budget,
though,
yes.
if you could see your way to giving us a donation, we would certainly appreciate it. But that's up to you.
Right, okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Dave?
I just had a question, I just wanted to be sure that you understood. Because I heard about this possible library from Treadwell partnering there. If that happens, then Treadwell will no longer be able to have the bookmobile come to Treadwell. And the bookmobile has new modern books that people use all the time. The Bright Hill Library is not a library that has the kind of books that most of the people want to sign out. So just make sure you take that into consideration when you look at that.
But if you have a computer, you can go online, or you can go into Treadwell, and they will order it for you, any new book you want. If it's in the four-county system, you can,
Yes. Well, I understand that,
okay,
but having the bookmobile come with all the books is a little bit different.
I
I'm just saying.
understand that,
And there are
right,
some
yes.
people that are concerned about that, so just
Oh,
make
yeah?
sure you do your homework on
Okay,
that, okay?
okay,
All right, thank you.
we will.
Okay, so this, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if the town has any
Well, no,
basis on this,
No.
yeah, but I see, but, yeah, I understand where,
there's, just make sure you do your homework on it.
Now, is the
Because I did
bookmobile,
hear
is
some
that-
talk about it today.
that, how often does that stop the bookmobile?
It comes, once a month.
Once a month?
And again, the only difference is that they have all the books there.
Right.
You know, it's a brand new
Right.
facility, and I know quite a few people use it, and they like to pick out their books. And there is a little difference of picking them out versus
Oh, I agree.
having to
Oh, I
order them ahead.
agree.
So
Oh, I
just
agree.
make sure you check that out and how people
Okay.
feel about it.
All right,
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
very good,
Okay,
thank you.
Carol,
Thank you.
Question?
Sure.
Would Bright Hill get a weekly delivery of the books from Fort County system the way,
Yes, they would get, yes,
or, what are you now getting, twice a
we
week?
get two, but I think they would probably get one.
So they'd be trading off a monthly
Lee,
book mobile
Yeah.
versus weekly delivery
right,
of
but, you
books
know,
from.
you get to choose, pick the book on the shelf, that's the
No.
difference.
yeah,
Instead of ordering,
but I think you just said you get 2 deliveries a month from the...
no, week,
Oh, you get 2 deliveries a week?
right.
Okay.
So I think
Okay, yeah,
Treadwell would probably get one delivery a week.
okay. So it would be a weekly thing, okay. As long as the community can...
No, my account was with the Bright Hill Library is a lot different than your
Oh, yeah,
library.
oh, yeah,
Yes.
I
What
know.
they have.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that
Mhm.
you know, the community members don't get upset.
Right, I don't blame you.
Yep.
Because
No, I don't
just
blame
make
you.
sure
Okay.
you, before you honor that request, make sure you do your homework on it.
Right, we will.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Would you happen to have a budget? I know you was mentioning last year that you'd bring one to us.
I'm working on a new one, you want the old one?
Well, just a basic rundown of what your finances were for the past year.
Oh, well,
You know, if you
our
were,
budget last year, for this year was 39,500.
but what your expenditures were to
And that's
fulfill
basically,
that.
that's all we spent.
Right, right, but
Basically where those,
last year, we wanted to keep updated on it, you know,
Okay,
on your
I'm
budget.
sorry,
And
that's my
it'd
fault, I
be,
did
it would
not
be,
send
it'd be nice to get a copy of
Okay.
it, just, you
I
know.
certainly
Well,
will.
we thank you very much.
just see where the expenditures are.
Right.
Yeah. Yes,
Sorry, is this public comment period then?
I guess, yeah. Oh, wait, we should probably either adopt or, yes, then it will be open, yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a question at the last Kellogg board meeting about, I guess this should be directed to Mark, whether a sign could go up on the corner of Church Street
Oh, yes.
and the County Road to where the new Kellogg Ed Center is. How would one go about getting that done? Is that gonna be through the county or?
Have to apply for that through the county.
Okay, I guess there's one already there for Bright Hill.
Yes, there's,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they did then, so they would have to do that.
It was just a matter of checking to see, I forgot to put that in my report, thanks for bringing that away.
We check with DPW and Delhi.
So we check with the county is what we need to do there, because it's on 14, the
Right.
intersection of
It's
14 and
County
Church.
Road.
Okay.
The sign is physically on Church Street, which is a town road,
It's in the
but
county's
it's on the, but it
It's in
joins
the
the
county's
county.
right away.
It's in the county's
The
right.
county's right, okay. That was our question.
If they say it's all right, let the town do what they want, okay, we just need a letter to that effect.
Okay, we'll see.
So they'd be number 1, we'd be number 2. Okay, now we're gonna entertain a motion to accept the preliminary budget. Garrett moved it. Second?
I'll second it.
We have a second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, now we will open it up. Yes, Patty?
I just wanted to follow up from the last meeting. It was discussed at the Hamden Code training for Mark to attend. As one of those benchmarks didn't happen, and there's been.
It hasn't happened
research
yet.
into other trainings, like Meredith or something, was there another?
Meredith has another code enforcement officer, and they're all done with their training.
Oh, okay,
And I guess right now Tara's waiting for the next training to come up.
okay, but we plan to send Mark?
Pardon?
Yeah.
We do, yes,
We
we,
do, okay.
yeah, we do plan on sending Mark with Hampton, yes.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, I would entertain a motion to go into, executive session about personnel. Okay. Second, all in favor? Thank you very much.
Are you coming back? I don't want you to think.
We will probably come back, but it'll be probably to adjourn.
adjourn the meeting.
That's what, you know, to be honest, I mean, you know, unless somebody else got something else to come up, this is stuff that's,
I just haven't had dinner.
okay. What do you have?
Are you invited?
I haven't either, but,
Unfortunately, just a salad.
Thank you.
I know, I'm an adult.
You can